talk to you a little bit about centering your steering box. So what you want to do when you put your steering box in there is you want to take where the rag joint is attached to the top of the steering box, and you want to center where you turn left and right. Okay, so let's talk about, I got the steering box in there, let's talk about centering the steering box so that your front end will be pointed where you want it to be. So what you want to do is you want to take your steering box, turn it all the way one way, then, and remember where you're at, okay? Then you want to turn it all the way back the other way while you count. So I'm at 2, I'm at 3, I'm at 4, I'm at 5 1/4. So at 5 1/4, let's just make it 5. So I'm going to be at about 2 1/2 is going to make me centered. So I'm going to go back 1, 2 1/2, and that's the position I want my box to be in, and I want my steering wheel to be pointed straight ahead. So now I'm in the center of my travel when it turns left and right. I can bolt my steering wheel, my steering shaft to the rag joint, and I'm centered. Then when I put my wheel straight, I put my Pitman arm back on with my drag link. My steering wheel is straight, my wheels are straight, and my steering box is centered. So I have the same turning radius to the left and to the right. That's really important. Otherwise, you're going to have to take it apart and recenter it. It's much easier to do it now. Okay, so now down in here you can see where I put my steering box, mounted it to the bracket. Over here I've got my rag joint attached to the steering box. It's all bolted in tight. That we tightened on the bench. It's tightened down here at the bracket. Over here my bracket is tightened down to the frame. My power steering box is tightened to the bracket here. Okay, so we're on the inside. As you can see, my steering wheel is centered. I'm where I want to be. Now what I want to do is I want to bolt my steering column back up. So you can see where I had the steering column loosened here. And also, I loosened it with these bolts down here. So I'm going to replace these bolts down here and tighten this back up. I'm going to tighten these bolts right here. And my steering column is going to be back where it's supposed to be, and I'll be done on the inside. Okay, so now we're back. My steering wheel is centered. And then you can see I've got all my bolts down here tight. These are all tight. And everything is like it should. Steering wheel moves nice and freely. Okay, so here's our steering box. Is all in and mounted. We've got the center drag link and the Pitman arm mounted. Everything's nice and tight. Comes over here. This is where you attach to your idler arm. And yeah, I mean, it's all adjusted and everything now. So my steering wheel's straight and my wheels are where they're supposed to be. So the next part of the process is going to be, you know, I'll probably take and touch up some areas. I ground a corner off of this here because just didn't like the clearance that we had with the Pitman arm there. So I'll blow a little black paint on that just to clean that up. And then the next thing we'll be on to is power steering pump and lines, and that'll pretty much handle it.